I think I am live. I was having a little issue with the first live that I started. I got some kind of error message, and then trying to get back in has been quite the challenge. So, okay, I believe I am live. So, okay, I just want to make sure. Um, okay, so as I was kind of saying before, it ended up cutting me out here for whatever reason. So, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about what your skincare needs might be, Mary Kay has a skin analyzer app that I'm going to share with you today, so that you can go in and do it for yourself and then let me know what those results were, and I can then help you with whatever it is that the skin analyzer app provides back to you with details about your unique skincare assessment. Okay, so it's a brand new free tool. Actually, I shouldn't say brand new. We've had it actually for about a year and a half, 2 years maybe now. But it's fairly easy to download and to do the actual assessment, and then you can go through and it'll show you all these different areas of your skin. It goes down deep below even this what you can see on your skin, to see where you might have issues. I mean, you might see like dark spots, things like that, but it goes even deeper into your skin and the underlying layers, to determine where you might have damage and so forth, and how you could be able to correct that. So I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible. And if you have any questions, certainly let me know. I'd be happy to help you with that information. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go on your phone is probably the best way of doing it. This way it's a handheld device, and you're able to be moved to whatever the closest location is that you have the best lighting. So if you can be near a window like during the daytime and get the natural sunlight hitting your face, that's going to be probably the best way of doing it. The next would be is probably in your, if you've got good lighting in your bathroom, that you go up there and take the photo from there. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you have a clean skin, that you've washed your face, and that's going to give you the best results. If you're trying to do it with any makeup on and so forth, the results might be a little skewed. It might say that you've got even more problems because of texture and things like that, depending on what you have on your face. But the first thing you're going to want to do is download the app in order to be able to do this. So you'll go to your app store, depending on whether you're on an Apple or Android device, and you'll type in either like Skin Analyzer or Mary Kay Skin Analyzer. And when you see that pop up, it's going to be, and it's going to be kind of hard because I don't think, I didn't put on here for me to share my screen. So this is a little bit more difficult when you're doing it from a live within Facebook. But it's got like a little pink hair of a girl. I'm going to show you a photo here. It's probably not going to be the easiest way to see it. But this little, that little face right there. I'm trying to get it closest enough. So it says Skin Analyzer. So you're gonna look for this little girl with like pink hair, and it says Skin Analyzer app. So then you're gonna download that, and once that downloads, you're going to go in and it's going to ask you a couple questions right off the bat. So first of all, it's going to say for the most accurate results, you're going to run an analysis on a clean face, as I was mentioning. You want to pull your hair away from your face and remove glasses. And then you're going to scan your face in an evenly lit environment. So that's why I was saying you want to be near a window where you have sunlight. I mean, if you're doing this at nighttime, you definitely want to go into probably a bathroom or wherever you're going to have a really even light, because it uses that in order to do the scan, to see how what you might have going on. I'm going to try to change something here. It's telling me, I apologize. I'm trying to see. Give me one sec here. It's telling me I have a little bit of a low resolution, but I don't see where I can change that. So hopefully everything will be okay. So anyway, okay, so after you download the app, like I said, it's gonna come in and it's gonna ask you, make sure that you have these different things. You also want to keep your facial expressions neutral, so no smiling. It's just like that. I mean, you don't want to be smiling, you don't want to be frowning, you just want to be neutral. So, and don't be obviously moving your face so that it can get the scan that it needs. Okay. And that it says, please note, Skin Analyzer selfie mode is only available if your front facing camera meets the minimum requirements. So depending on your phone and your front facing camera, you potentially may have a problem with this. I know I've had a couple people, I think early on when we first had the app, that they weren't able to do the scan, and I think it was more because of the phone that they were using and the camera resolution wasn't high enough to be able to do the scan like it needs to. So that is something just to be aware of, that if you do have a difficulty and it won't allow that, it might be the phone itself that you're using. So you want to make sure that obviously it's, with that front-facing camera needs to meet minimum requirements. If you're unable to rotate the camera during the scan, the resolution of your front-facing camera is too low to achieve the accurate results. So if that happens, then unfortunately the scan wouldn't probably be able to happen, unless for some reason, if you were to be here locally where I'm at, I can always then come to you and we would do the Skin Analyzer off of my phone, and I'd be able to get it that way for you. So so it's going to tell you before you begin that information. So then you're going to tap on it. Says let's begin. So I'm just going to show you. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that with the way my camera, oops. I'm going too far over here. Come on. Anyway, there's a little pink box right here. It says let's begin. So you'll click on that, and then it's going to say please select if you're male, female, prefer not to say, so it's totally up to you, but you want to click on one of those in order to proceed. So I'm going to click female, and then you click the little next button below it. At this point it says choose your skin type. So it's going to be either dry, normal, oily, or combination. So like for me, I tend to be more combination, sort of on the oily side, though I definitely have the T-zone oiliness, and then I do have a little dryness, but I'm more on the oily side than I am the other. So you'll pick the one that's appropriate for you, and then you click on the next button. It says let's get started, and at this point, now I think there is one other thing that might come up to ask you if you are a Mary Kay consultant or if you're a customer. So you want to make sure that you're choosing that appropriate selection if you've never gone in before. It didn't pop up for me this time because I think I had already done it previously, so it didn't ask me to do that again. But that might be something that's going to come up. That way it determines, as far as your results, if you're a customer, to then send those results off to your consultant that you're working with. So then you're going to have, you know what, let me do this. I don't know if you can see this, might be a little bit easier. Okay, so this is a little printout that I've got of it. So you download the app, you go through filling it out as far as who you are, and then over here, this is where it'll show you there's a pink circle and with lines that go down across, and your eyes have to match up right in between where those lines intersect, okay, in order to know whether it's getting the picture that it needs. So I'm going to reverse my camera here, and it says your eye alignment, oops, hang on one sec here. Eye alignment, you need proper lighting, and then face align. So I'm going to line it up while I'm on here doing it. Oops, you know what? I got to take glasses off. Okay, and you want to be able to pull the photo into you until it grabs that photo. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so based on you filling out whatever that particular type of skin you are, it's then going to come up with your results. And there are, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 categories that you're going to end up going through. So the first category is uneven skin tone. The next one is texture. Then it's eyes, and then wrinkles. So it goes in, and when it takes that photo, like I said, it goes down deeper in, below the skin level of what you can see as to where all your damage might be. Now, I was a girl that when I was a little kid, I sat, or I was outside all the time. I was loved being by the pool. So as I got older, it was one of those. Unfortunately, I baked myself around the pool to get that tan that I wanted. So I can see some damage that I've got, but it goes even further deep down that I can't see. And that's where then it's going to do the analysis to let you know of what areas you need to possibly work on that you're wanting to try to improve. Okay, so now I have not washed my face, so this is why mine might be a little bit skewed, but it's telling me it's going to give you from, I don't know, it's kind of, with that being there, it's going to be kind of hard to see. I'm trying to see if I pull it back, maybe if I closer. You might be able to see, oh, sort of. Okay, what is it doing? Let's see. It's like I'm getting a glare off of it. Isn't that funny? Okay. Oh, you know what? That's why. Because my phone went out on me. Okay. So you'll see. Okay, there we go. So results overview, and it's kind of put me right in the middle-ish. My eyes, let's see. Eyes are on the low end of as far as really needing, any help, but the rest of my skin, so I have uneven skin tone. I know that I've got, what do you call it? Dark spots from previous damage. I'm working on trying to get those lightened up. My texture could be uneven, partly because I haven't washed my face. So my numbers and the information it's given me is probably going to be skewed a little bit, but you're going to end up then getting this kind of a result when you do your individual results. Okay, so then what you can do is each of these areas, click on uneven skin tone. So when I did this, it's going to show you, I don't know if you can see, but there's those little boxes like around my chin, my cheeks, and then right along my forehead. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, that might be, yeah, right there. If you can see it. Oh, now I'm going out. So it'll highlight whatever those areas are so you can see the damage and what you might need to work on as far as making it better. There's also, when you take that photo, at the top here of the photo, it says more information about your analysis, and there's a little pink plus sign. If you click on that, it will give you all the different products that it is recommending for my, for my skin, in order to make, to help with my skin. Okay. And when you see that, you can look at those products, and if you want to end up purchasing something like that, you can click on the little round circle and it says add to bag. So that's the cool part about this app, is not only does it do the analysis, but if you're wanting to make a change with your skin and you want to try those products that are going to help relieve those issues, it's very simple to be able to then just click on it and add it to your bag and then be able to make that purchase right away. It's probably the most simplest, fastest way of doing that. The other thing you can certainly do, and I would highly recommend if you would, is actually send me your results so I can see how I can be able to help you even further. But there is also a read more on that same screen. And so on mine here, my uneven skin tone, it says the app assesses the size, intensity, and number of dark spots as well as areas of redness. This assessment can provide insight into skin's level of dullness or radiance. So again, I hadn't washed my face, and actually it's a little on the oily side because of throughout the whole day today. So like I said, I don't have the best, but I wanted to do this online with you so that you can kind of see what it is that you're going to go through. Um, so if you back out of that, you can then, oops, one more time. Okay. So then texture, the next one down. I know this is going to look kind of funky. Oops. But you'll see it kind of goes into a black and white. You'll see those little boxes. That's the same thing as far as the areas that it feels that my texture is maybe not the best. Again, if you hit the little plus sign for more information, it's going to suggest the recommended products to help give you a more even complexion. And if I click on the read more, it tells you a little bit more about exactly that area. So for texture, it says seeing your skin. The system assesses irregularities on the surface of your skin. Different areas of your face are elevated for changes in overall texture, which are shown with a contrasting highlight. So that is that particular part. Okay, and then if I go into the eyes, you'll see those little kind of like a moon shape underneath my eye. Whoops. I'll go a little closer. So it's basically feeling like I have, which I do this time of night, and after being out all day, my eyes are a little on the tired side. But it's focusing on what part of my eyes. Now this tends to be more on the lower side because I do try to do more about my eyes to prevent any of the lines and wrinkles that might be coming. So and it says here, sometimes they'll ask you a question, things that you might not know. So did you know the skin around the eye area is thin and fragile, so damage or distress becomes visible quickly. Caring for the delicate eye area is often your first defense for maintaining an overall more youthful appearance, and that is true. The skin under our eyes is, I believe, 1/1000th thinner than the rest of the skin on our face, and because we don't have I can never say this word, sublacious glands. I screwed that word up all the time. Anyway, basically, the little fat pad under here. It's so much thinner that if you don't take care of your eye area, that's the first signs of really seeing when you're aging. You see the fine lines, the wrinkles. If you tend to hold fluid under your eyes, that's where the little bit of bags, as they call them, will come into play. So you definitely want to take care of your skin. So for example, it's suggesting that I use our 3D eye cream, our hydrogel eye patches, which are phenomenal. I love those things. And then we also have what's called an Indulge Soothing Eye Gel. So that's something that will help with any puffiness, the possibly darker areas under your eyes, that kind of thing. And so on this part for the eyes, it says the app traces along the contours of the under eye area to detect under eye circles and puffiness. It also assesses low, medium, or high levels of dark circles based on the intensity of shadow present. So that's the other reason why you want to make sure that when you take your photo that you are in a very well lit room, or that you have natural light coming against your face, so that it can really tell, is there really more darkness there than there really should be, or do you really maybe have some dark circles because of the lighting that you're using. Okay, so get back out of that. Oops. Okay, and then the last one is wrinkles that it goes through. Oops. Okay, so for my evaluation, you'll see, I don't know if you can kind of tell, it's like little pink lines. It's right under my eyes. Yeah, I've got like some right here. It detected something here, down around here, maybe a couple here. So for this one, it says, did you know external influences such as UV rays, smog, car exhaust, stress, smoking, lack of sleep. That's been my issue. I can tell you right off the bat. And even diet can speed up the aging process. Preventing the appearance of damage is as important as improving the visible signs of aging. So, um, wrinkles are going to start to come in when you don't take care of your face. Um, and I know that as far as back on the eyes, when I was on there just a moment ago, with the skin under the eyes being so much thinner, if you don't keep that eye area hydrated, it will dry out faster, and dry means more lines. You don't have like the suppleness and the plumpness as far as it looking dewy and things like that. So you definitely want to make sure that you're taking care of your eyes, because it is the first place that people will see that, kind of try to tell your age, even though you might tell them it's something else. So if you click on the read more on this particular one for wrinkles, it says the app captures the number of wrinkles, their length, width, depth on your face, and provides a visual representation. Our technology detects forehead wrinkles, crow's feet, under eye wrinkles, frown lines, wrinkles in the nose area, and those around the mouth. So it covers a lot of the face as far as trying to determine where you might have wrinkles setting in or starting to form, along with those other areas. Okay, and again, each one of these, it will give you what would be the regimen products that you'd want to use, and the recommended products that would be maybe a supplement on top of doing the regular skincare line. Okay, so those are the 4 different areas that it covers. Let's see here. So that was my skin summary. I don't know if you can see. So there's this little button right here, that skin summary. That's what I just went through. The one next to it is your regimen. So if you click on that, it's going to give you the list of every product that it's suggesting that you use, and it's different areas. So like, it's giving me what would be good for exfoliation to get rid of the dead skin, along with a facial peel that would also help to accelerate that. Any moisturizing serums that I might need, moisturizers, additional moisturizer if I needed, if I felt like I really needed more. Although, like I said, I'm more on the oily side than I am anything else. Here it even suggested an oil mattifier, because I am a combination skin, so I do use that actually usually on my forehead, maybe a little on the nose and the chin. Like I said, I'm kind of the T-zone area. And then it's going to give you the eye creams or any eye products that we offer to help combat those areas. And then there's even special solutions. So like, we have our clinical solutions set, along with 2 boosters. Those are brand new, that just came out here within the last couple months, that are phenomenal for taking care of and erasing those layers of dead skin, and really getting your skin, for that particular product, the clinical solutions, is more for retinol, pure retinol, that helps to take care of the unevenness of your skin and so forth. So I actually need to start using the boosters. I haven't been using those nearly as much as I probably should. So anyway, so that's that's the first one we went. There's your regimen of everything that it's going to suggest to you of what you might need to help with whatever areas it is that you're trying to take care of. The next one says share results. If you can tell. Yep. Whoops. I'm going the wrong way. Right there. Okay. So if you click on share results, it's going to do, mine's doing a little spinny thing at the moment. So let me see. Okay. So when it says share results, it's then going to come up, and you can copy it, you can save an image, whatever it is that your phone does, in order to share those results. Now usually what we suggest is doing a photocopy of it and then texting it to your consultant, so that way she has a record of it, of what it, because that's unique to you. As much as we like to sit down with you individually, which we love to do, the Skin Analyzer app can do so much more work than we will ever be able to, of really getting deep down into your skin and below the levels to see what possible problems you might have that we don't even see because it's just to the naked eye. So we really truly, if you're going to try to do this, send those results, because it does help us to understand your skincare needs, and then that way we can help find the right solutions for you in order to help combat whatever the problem is that you're trying to do. Okay, and then the last one on here says save results. So on the opposite side, whoops, I keep having this pop up here. Okay, this one right here says save results. So if you click on save results, it's basically going to download onto your phone. It asks you to please enter your name to save your skincare analysis. So I'll just put in my first name, Debbie, and it just says you need a checkbox where it says, I understand that my personal skin analysis pictures and related information will be saved on my independent beauty consultant's mobile device for a short period of time. So it's not very long, but it does download it to your device, and then you just click save, and it saves it to your own phone. So I'm trying to think what else I could tell you about that. Let me go back into the skin. Oops. Okay, so that's just that. Okay. I want to say I think that's it. Let me click, make sure. Okay, yeah. There is the 3 little lines that's up here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that with the way the light is. Let's see if I can get it right. Oh, right there. And I have to hold it like at an angle. But it's those 3 little lines at the top. If you click on that, you can start over. You can see the saved analysis that you did. It'll give you information about the Skin Analyzer app, the science behind the technology that does it, how it works, what to expect, and before you begin. And then there's frequently asked questions. You can change the language, so if you needed it to be, Spanish versus English, etc. Terms of service, and then any feedback that you might want to give. So that pretty much ends that. So I just thought it would be kind of cool to be able to share that with you. I know sometimes it's kind of cool to be able to just see what technology can help with the issues that we all kind of are trying to deal with wanting to have skin that doesn't even mean that you're trying to become a beauty queen or anything like that. We just want good skin, regardless of whether you decide to put makeup on or if you don't. So what I would love to do is, if you will download the app and send me your results, I'll have a little gift for you just for trying it out. So I'll also need to know your address so that I can send that to you. And I think that's it for now. So just a little plug-in for my next event that I'm going to be having. That is, I believe I've got it on the 24th, and it's going to be for our brand new summer products that are coming out. In fact, they just went live. I believe it was yesterday. I believe it was yesterday that they were now made available for purchase. So I'm going to go through and run through some of those here next week to showcase those so that you can get to see those. So if you'd like, I'd love to have you as a guest on that next event. Just look under events within my VIP group, or if you have any questions, I can certainly help you find that event as well. But I'd love to have you as a guest on there, and you get to see what's so brand new with Mary Kay. And I think you might be a little there's some pretty good products that we've got coming out. I'm looking off to the side here because I've got them over here. So, but I can't wait to share those with you. So again, if you would download the Skin Analyzer app, go through the skin assessment. If you need my help doing that, just holler, let me know. By all means, I'd love to walk you through that. Or if you have any other questions, let me know. And then if you send me your results through text, which you can send it to my phone number of 847-849-9492. You can also send it to me through email if you'd like. And that's my first name, Debbie, period. My last name, Sitkowski, Sitkowski, another period, and then the initials IBC for Independent Beauty Consultant at gmail.com, and then you can send it that way too. So anyway, I'll let you go for the rest of the night. Have a great night. Good rest of your week, and I will see you next week with our new products that we're going to be showcasing. So hope everybody has a good time, and I will see you then. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.